Well, it's been an injury-plagued season for the most part. Football started, I hadn't played my junior year, and I was really going into it anxious, and every game I got more and more into it and more into it with my teammates and more of a leader. And then we got to that Cedar Park game and dislocated my finger, which sidelined me for the right before district play, and I came back more pumped than ever, and I really started feeling like a football player and really going out there and getting after it. And then we came around and played Cedar Park again in the playoffs, and they broke my wrist. So Cedar Park was not a fun opponent for me, but it was worth it for the whole football season. And playing against Bracken, those two games were the funnest games I've ever played. And it's too bad we didn't get that Final Four game, and we all feel like we should have. And it's a game that was stolen from us. But, I mean, what we came into the football season doing is we wanted to start off the school year right, and a trip to the Final Four, we felt like did that.
What got you into football again?
A lot of convincing from both players and the coach. The other seniors had been talking to me since last year's football season about, "Oh, Tim, you should have come out. Tim, you should have been playing. Tim, you need to be playing," and almost nonstop. But really, what pushed me over the edge was Coach Thorne met with me over the summer and talked to me like how much he really wanted me out there, and he wanted my leadership, and he felt like I could be a big part of the team, even though I hadn't played the year before. And just his convincing really made me want to give the effort to try it out this year.
You know, you had the broken wrist. A lot of people don't realize that when you were in that playoff game, and obviously the thing that happened at the end. I mean, just what was that like, and how did you overcome that to have a successful year in both soccer and baseball?
Well, I just kind of saw it as things happen. I mean, I remember it actually happening was I thought was roughing the passer, but the referee didn't call it. But it's just one of those things that I had to deal with, and I could throw passes and just deal with the pain. But soccer season, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was more the doctor said I couldn't play because he didn't want me falling on it, and which ended up being a worthy risk, because I really wanted to save my wrists for baseball season, and it really kind of killed me because recovery time was supposed to be about 6 weeks after the first surgery, but recovery time ended up extending almost to 10 weeks, really cutting into a lot of the baseball season. And I ended up missing the first 4 district games, and I got back in just in time to play Shiner and get those really important games in. So I was excited for that, and just the coming back from injury made me that much more motivated to do well right then and there, because it's been my goal all 4 years to make all-district, and I've never put up the numbers or been successful enough to do that, but this year I really wanted to make it happen. I knew I only had half a year to pull it off, and that was really a lot of motivation, and I wanted to be a leader on the team, even though I wasn't there for 2/3 of the season.
And you hit one of the game-winning goals in the playoffs, right, in soccer?
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that, and just what was that feeling like after everything you had been through?
Actually, I don't think I had a goal in the playoff game.
God, Jeremy, giving me wrong information.
I think I might have in the first playoff game, and it really turned us around, and we were down 2-0 at halftime in that game, and our team, I had been a big offensive weapon early on in the season, but after that, we had drawn to other players like Chase Smith, who ended up going for All-State, and he really took over the team. But when I came back for that playoff game, it opened a lot of more things up, because their center back really had to focus on me, and they opened up opportunities for all of our players, and we got a lot of success from guys who hadn't had success before in the past, who really came through for us in goals. And really, I was there to open things up and stay aggressive the whole game and just be there for them.
What were some of the things that you did to rehab your wrists throughout the year?
Really, like, I pushed it to the limit the whole time.
Which wrist is it?
It's this one. Oh, big scar.
What
They put 4 pins in there to to hold together the tendon, or maybe the ligament, to hold it in place, because they had almost like stretched to a point of tearing, and they put a screw in the bone to hold it together, because the bone had a big crack in it, dividing in half. And the doctor just told me, whatever you can do without pain, you can do. I'm going to trust you, knowing your body and knowing your physical limits. And so I just did everything I could without pain. And once I felt pain, I would stop and try the next day, try the same thing, see if it would hurt that day. And I just really focused, just didn't worry about the pain, did everything I could.
Like dumbbells and...
No, not really. A lot of throwing the baseball. I would go outside with my dad and throw it soft, or go soft toss hitting. I never really did, I never really work out a lot, because I have limited movement in my wrists now. But there wasn't a lot of working out, but a lot of just moving it a lot and getting it loose and working back those muscles.
Yeah, who was your doctor?
Dr. Person in San Antonio.
When you were cleared to play baseball, what was that like?
That was a pretty awesome feeling. I remember I had been base running and just being a pinch runner for the good part of the season, and then about 4 or 5 games in, I went to the doctor, and he sent me back with the news that I was done for the season. And the whole team was in the middle of practice, and I pulled up, and I walk up, and I'm almost in tears to my coach, just Coach, I can't play. I'm done. And I couldn't even stay there the rest of the game, the rest of practice, and I had to just leave. But 2 weeks later, I met with the doctor again, and I told him, I'm up for anything. I don't care. I can deal with pain as long as pain's just the problem. And he said, "You're fine. Go for it." And we took the pins out, and he said I was cleared to do whatever I wanted with pain, and that was an incredible feeling. I was ready to go jump on the field right then, and I was so happy for the opportunity to hit again and be there for my team. And we went on a run after that, and we went all the way to Final Four in the playoffs. And to be able to pitch again, I never thought I was going to be able to pitch, especially with my wrist, but pulled it off and pitched in the semifinal game, and that was an awesome feeling to be able to throw the last strike of the baseball season. That was pretty awesome.
Are you right-handed?
Yeah, I'm right-handed.
Was that
I hit lefty?
You hit lefty?
Yeah.
So how was that like? You had this big cast on your writing hand and stuff. How much did that just change everything you did?
Well, I became a lefty in a lot of senses. Everything I did was with my left hand. I carried my backpack on just my left shoulder. I tried writing lefty, but I gave that up and just wrote really badly righty. That was almost too difficult. But yeah, I just grew dependent on my left hand, and it didn't affect me a lot in hitting, because I would just guide it with my right hand, and all my power came from my left. And it was just an adjustment I had to go through, and I was fine with it. If I had to play baseball left-handed, I was okay with that. I just wanted to play baseball. I would have loved to play the whole season and just start off right where we left off last year with all those seniors, and really start off and running. But not really. I mean, we would have all of us would have liked to perform better in that semifinal game. Another game we felt like was stolen from us. But the same thing as football. Going back from football season, a Final Four appearance, and then this year baseball season, a Final Four appearance. That was a feeling of a big accomplishment. We started off the year right, and we ended the year right.